channel.
Hello guys, thank you for staying with us and welcome to the channel Final Whistle. Thank you for keeping a date with me on another episode of Discovery. Wow, Discovery, a lovely production, a segment of Final Whistle that I would like to bring an episode at least every week, because we have agreed that the talent of football is so wide, especially now that the youngsters are taking the bull by the horn, and they are doing a lot. I've always maintained that the future is now for these youngsters. Look at the national teams. The World Cup is ongoing. For example, now we are seeing players at 17, 18, 19 lighting up the league. For example, Gutierrez, the youngster, the youngest player in this current 2026 World Cup, just at 17, 18 years old. Imagine. So why can't we learn from those countries? And his country has qualified to the next stages of the World Cup. Mexico, you understand, to tell you that yes, he's doing something right, hence why he was there. You understand? So I hope I've been able to convince you. I've been bringing you every episode on Discovery that the time and the era of saying football, you have to be matured with the matured phase, and the matured phase is gone. Youngsters can do it. Football now is all about technique, ability, not the powers and everything we see. So from the comments, the likes, the shares of our previous production, it's evident that you guys enjoy every bit of production we have done. And like I always like to lay emphasis, go and check all the players who have come here to talk about Discovery are players that eventually Nigeria did not eventually cap, but they have gone to various countries to do magical way for themselves. The point is, it is quick, it is good, and it is quick enough for us to take note of these players, considering the kind of projects we are into now, and try and convince this player very early. The purpose of Discovery, like I used to maintain, is for us to let you know the next player that is eligible to play for the green and white, either the Super Eagles, the Super Falcons, the Flamingos, the Falcons, across all Nigerian football. I think that is our goal. Not just foreign-based players, but both local players that in the MPFL or magically find themselves in one academy abroad or the other. So today's production takes us to Germany, and before I call out the name of this player, I think the increase of every club now wanting a typical number 10 is growing vast now, because I won't lie to you, the number 10 has died down. The likes of Mesut Ozil, we don't get the likes of Eden Hazard, we don't get to see them again. Hence why we see some of these so-called number 10s call themselves wingers. They are not wingers. They are not wingers. Now creative midfielders and be number 10. But because of the thing on they go down the drain now, these players are forced to call themselves wingers, so they can multitask and multipurpose and play as a winger, but they are naturally number 10. And this has been a problem for the Super Eagles, because whether we like it or not, the structure of the Super Eagles has been built on having a number 10 that can dictate the tempo of the game, get the goals, get the assists, wow the crowd. Hence the last one we had, OKOCHA, and ever since then we have not been able to improve as a footballing country. And every coach that has come into the Super Eagles has tried to find a way around this thing, and it's currently not happening, because at the end of the day, the bulk of the attacking burden falls down on the striker, the wingers and everything. So we have somebody close to that is eligible to play for Nigeria, because his father is a woman from Nigeria. But the thing is, migration is something that we can't stop, like we always emphasize. So this player was not born in Nigeria, he was born abroad in Germany. But the fact remains, his dad, his mom, they are Nigerians, and it's not as if he's not associating himself with Nigeria, because I was looking at his bio and I see that the green and white flag is there. So in case anything happens in the nearest future. And this name has been making wave, a lot of waves, because I've been hearing talks like Final Whistle, official, like, why are you guys not talking about it? And I'm saying, okay, we see all these things, we do our own research, we are trying to cross our T's and dot our I's. Is this player worth the hype? And I will tell you for a fact, he is worth the hype. We have a Frank Onyeka in our midst now, currently playing, aka the Tank, and this one is Francis Onyeka. Francis Onyeka, you understand? A typical number 10. A typical number 10. Like I said, the number 10 of the olden days, we have said we don't want to come here and compare any player and say this is the new OKOCHA. No, it can be his own version of Francis Onyeka. You understand? But I'll tell you similarities, that he plays more like OKOCHA, because he's that olden days number 10, creative, skillful, dribble, has an eye for pass, wants to play on the front foot. And I think that is what we're lacking in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Still very young, very young at 19. A lot can be said about him, and he's playing for Leverkusen, Bayern Leverkusen. And because of what he's doing for himself, he has not played in a first team league match this season that just ended. But if I tell you that player will never play league match that has only appeared in the corporate competition, that's the DFL, what's it called, DFB Pokal competition, that is the FA Cup in the German Bundesliga side, is valued at 10 million euros by transfer market value. He has not played a first team match. He has played just the cup competitions, but he has not played a first team match. He's still playing in Bundesliga 2, just like we have in the Premier League 2. To tell you that there's something surprising about this said player. Okay, now he's a teammate of Victor Boniface, because from sources that we can hear, he will be joining up with the first team come next season. Remember, they had a typical number 10 in Florian Wirtz. I know he's not working right now at Liverpool, but at the time it worked for Xabi Alonso's Bayern Leverkusen as a typical number 10, where he competes in terms of goal scoring with the attacker, rack up numbers in terms of assists, creative spark, free roll. Florian Wirtz did it. So that is what they are trying to do. Bayern Leverkusen are trying to do with our own Francis Onyeka. Remember, he's eligible to play for the German side. Is eligible to play for the German side. Haven't played all his youth levels at the Germany side, under 7 or under 12. He has played there because why? He was born there, but he has never shied away from admitting the fact that he's also eligible to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Admitting is one thing, approaching is another thing. The necessary body, is it the NFL, is it the NSC, whatever agencies, the scouting, get this guy, get in touch with this guy, collect data, let him understand that you are watching him, you are just waiting for the right time to poach. We don't have to wait till this guy is the next big thing and we start competing with Germany, a country that he was born in. I'll give you a typical example. A Mecha that scored Germany's first goal in 2026 World Cup is a Nigerian. I saw an interview where he was talking about why he did not play for Nigeria. He said because he did not grow here, he was not born here, but he always knew that he's eligible to play for Nigeria, that they even speak Igbo at home. Imagine if somebody has contacted them that, okay, we are the NFF, we are the NSC, we see what you are doing, just wait a little bit, come and play friendlies, this, that is the right process to do it. Association will determine your what? Destination. So if this guy to associate with us, I think this is the right step by approaching this guy before you eventually start racking numbers this coming season. If this guy begin rack numbers this coming season, Germany go cap him in friendlies. September, while we are praying for the AFCONs qualifier, Germany will cap him in their own friendlies. So I think this is one to note for. Let me read you a little bit of stats, because numbers, like we said, are the makeup, but sometimes makeup is very, very important. Without makeup, some people might not have gotten married by this time. So in the Bundesliga 2, he has played 30 matches. Among his peers, he has played 30 matches, 8 goals and 1 assist. Very, very good success rate dribble. He had 18% goal participation every match, to tell you that this guy has something to do. Then in the DFB, that's the Copper competition that he has played for the first team. You understand, he has played 2 games, 0 goals, 0 assists, but he has started the 2 games. So he was substituted in the 70th minute. They didn't go far in that competitions, but I'm telling you, for them to start him in those 2 matches, it says a lot about the prospect of a player they see in that player. Like I said, we are enjoying Frank Onyeka. We can also have a Francis Onyeka. Because we have a Frank Onyeka does not mean we can add another Onyeka. There's always space for more Onyekas in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Like I said, a typical olden day number 10, have an eye for dribble, have an eye for short passes, wants to link up play, always plays on the front foot. Can also play as a winger, but like I said, he's a 10. He's a 10. What we are lacking in the Super Eagles. We have seen Eddie Scalciel try numerous players there. Currently now he's trying to shift Ademola Lookman from that left wing side into the midfield slowly. Why? He wants a dribbler there. So Francis Onyeka, the only relief that I have about doing discovery, what gingers me to do discovery every week, is because of the coach I have, not because of the NFF. Because down the months and the weeks now, the Scalciel has showed us that he can fold and call some players that are not making waves in the lower leagues. And that is why I'm bringing this to your notice, that don't be surprised, because all of you were surprised when we saw Abdoulaye Bewene, we were surprised when we saw Akpan, and so many names. So don't be surprised if the next player to make waves is Francis Onyeka. Like I said, more to come for this player. Believe me, I'll be opening my eye to watch him in the Bundesliga this season in the first team. Let's see what him and Boniface can cook together. Well, that's my time. I remain your own host, Official. Feel free to go comment section and share opinion concerning this. And like I said, finally, we like to interact with our community. So please, if there's a name we miss out there that you feel is popping and is doing one ways, please, you can drop in the comment section. If you can't drop in the comment section, you can contact us via our mail, finalwhistleteam@gmail.com. We'll surely respond to you on that. And please, in terms of sponsorship and advert, if you feel that you like what we're doing on Discovery and you want to support us financially, it is very, very important, because to keep body and soul together, to keep the lights on, to keep the engine going, the oil and everything, please, financially it's a burden. So please, you can support us. Please just try and contact us, finalwhistleteam@gmail.com, we'll be sure to respond on that note. I remain your humble host, Official Ola. Don't forget Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and of course our YouTube page at Final Whistle 931. For some of you that don't like the longer videos, I like the short videos because you're in your office, you are driving, and you just feel that okay, let me just listen to the what's going on around football, around sports in just 60 seconds. That is why we have our Final Whistle Shorts. That's the name of the channel. We just post shorts there. It's no longer video. Any video we pass 1 minute there, no be me doing. You understand? So that is why we just drop news for you, that what is happening around the world of sport. There you will see it. For those of you that like TikTok, we have a TikTok version of our content. Instagram, Facebook, we are all there. That's my time. I'll see you on the next episode.